Hi guys, it's Michelle, Deception Bites, and it is Sunday, September 9th, and it's 9:37 p.m. Eastern Time. We do have some Q posts for today. Not a lot, but a few, and we're going to be going over those presently. But actually, before we start that, I do want to just briefly talk about the Hurricane Florence. If you are on the East Coast and you are in the possible path of this hurricane, please take it seriously, and take that from somebody who failed to prepare for a hurricane when she lived in Louisiana. I got to the store too late because I didn't realize you had to, prepare days in advance, and there was no non-perishable food left. Of course, everybody goes and gets non-perishable food and water, because of course the first thing that happens is the electricity goes out with the high winds, and so whatever you have that's perishable is gonna perish, and it's important to have non-perishable food. And the only non-perishable food that was left by the time I got around to preparing was SpaghettiOs. Yes, this is a true story. I kid you not, I lived on SpaghettiOs for 8 days while the power was out, and it was not pleasant. I lost 10 pounds though, so that's my living on SpaghettiOs story, and I wouldn't recommend it. But our thoughts and prayers are with you as you prepare for this storm. I don't have a good feeling about it, so that's why I feel compelled to mention it, that if you are not preparing for this, please prepare. It does not hurt anything to have a few extra perishable, non-perishable goods on hand. Things like peanut butter, tuna, things that you can live on, some protein sources that you can live on. Either get water in or fill your tub up with water. Make sure your car's filled with gas, and make sure that you have some cash taken out of the ATM, because what happens when the power goes out in a city, the ATMs don't work, and the gas stations, you can't pump gas if there's no power. So if you need to get out of there in a hurry and you haven't filled your car up with gas, you're going to be sorry. So I'm just talking as somebody that has experience in this, and I learned the hard way, because I didn't go to the ATM, I didn't fill my car up with gas, and there I was in my very, 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 very hot apartment in the dark eating SpaghettiOs from a can. So there you go. Anyway, let's get on to Q. So this is the first post by Q, September 9th, and Q says actually this is not Q, this is Anon. Q is making reference to a post by an Anon, and this Anon says new shill tactic is to smear Sean Hannity. Just so everyone understands, Q has directly told us to watch Hannity. Q also links us to Sarah Carter, who is literally on Hannity every single night. Hannity is a patriot. Now, Q acknowledges this, meaning he agrees with it, and obviously, since he has brought it up and drawn our attention to it, it is something that he agrees with and wants us to pay attention to. So that is that. Now, we're going to come up to the next post here, but I'm going to tell you I'm a little confused. All right, now, let me see what post this is. Okay, so in reference to this right here, this post right here, Q, just 1 second. Okay, Q is making reference to this post here, and then he's referring to this post here, which is a little bit odd, but anyway. And he leaves these two tweets from a guy named Thomas Drake. Below it says knowledge is power, Q. Now, instead of us going out there, I have just gone out and clipped them and stuck them beneath here for us to look at. Now, PSA. Heard reportforthepresident.org, claiming I'm prominently behind it with my image on their website. However, I disavow any connection of any kind and am not part of their team, was never contacted, and they're using my name without my consent or permission in blatantly false advertising. So this guy is Thomas Drake, and apparently he is a whistleblower for the NSA. I don't know who he is. I've never heard of him, but apparently this report for the president website.org is using his image and making it seem that he is prominently behind it, which he is vehemently denying. Now, this seems to be happening a lot, and there are websites such as this one that appear to be pro-president, but there's a lot of these sites, just popping up that really are for the purpose of division. Now, if this was not for the purpose of division, why would they, use somebody's image and, claim that someone is behind it who clearly is not? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm just going to show you this website and let you see. And I think that we need to be aware of it. And I think that this is the whole purpose of Q pointing it out. It looks very pro-president. It says report for the president. Corroborated evidence and testimonies proving the truth beyond any dispute. Partial evidence available to the media and the public. So it's got, this is the homepage, and it's got, it says introduction, intelligence community, U.S. government procedures, Russia collusion summary. Event flow chart. It looks very, on the up and up, that it's for and it says president login, almost making you think that the president is behind this website, which he's not. And it's interesting because I think some of these websites and these places, websites and just people that are just individuals even, like AJ, like Alex Jones, and people that are just individuals that are on Twitter and so forth. I think some of these people they seem like they're behind the president, like Jack Posobiec. He seemed like he's all behind the president and all behind Q, and then he comes out and says, well, Q's a LARP, and then he takes a bunch of people with him because they're not grounded enough. They may be new to the movement and may not have enough experience with the Q posts and looking and seeing how many times it's been proven, and so they end up taking people with them, because you look at a site like this and maybe it's got really good stuff, but then it comes out and says, well, Q's a LARP, and it'll take people with it because it'll say, well, but the rest of the stuff's good, so it must be telling the truth about Q. Now, as far as I know, there's nothing about Q on here that I'm aware of anyway. I certainly have not looked at the whole website, but I believe very strongly that Q is pointing it out to us for a nefarious reason, not because he's for it or behind it. Obviously, they are lying about who is behind it, so that's not a good thing. Doesn't bode well for them, I don't think. So, now let's go down here. And this is Thomas Drake again, brought to my attention that JTF MAGA.com website has me prominently listed as part of their team. False. Can categorically state I'm not on their team, am not part of JTF MAGA, was never contacted by them, and do not support them. Leaves major cues about their integrity. And I think he put the cues there for a purpose, maybe. I think he means questions, obviously, but he capitalized it. You see, leaves major cues about their integrity. And he capitalized that because if it was just questions, I don't think he would have capitalized it. So I think it's a double meaning there. And let's take a look at that website. See what that's about. Now, if you guys have more information about this, please let me know because this is new to me. I've not seen, I've never heard of Thomas Drake. I've never seen these websites. But this one also looks like it's in Spanish. And it says, take our oath. And you can pledge allegiance here to the president, which immediately set off, bells and whistles in my head because I don't pledge allegiance to a individual. I'll pledge allegiance to a country, but yeah, I don't know. There's something really off with this, and not just that. And they say we combat the black hat deep state. Well, do they? I don't know. Do they really? I really don't know. And they've got donate here. So, and the other one, and look, here's the One American News Network, which is clearly, they just had that article, of course, debunking Q by Jack Posobiec. So, yeah, I think it's a way to make money, personally. I really do. I think that both of those websites, and they're using somebody's name without their permission. That doesn't go over real well. So, yeah, that's something not right there. And I think that that's why Q is letting us know this stuff is out there and it's meant to divide. Not only that, they're asking for donations. So, be cautious. Be cautious where you put your money. Always. If you don't know this organization, if you don't know where that money's going to, what it's being used for, no. I think I don't know. I think honestly that it's part of the deep state. I think it's controlled opposition. That's exactly what I think it is. And I believe that. So, all right, let's go back up to the next. And again, some of this stuff, I might need you guys to help me out here because some of this, I did not know a lot of this was going on with Jack Posobiec and all this One America News Network or whatever it is. I think that's what it is. One American News Network. I really didn't understand all the ins and outs of this because I wasn't paying attention. I knew that Jack Posobiec was, I didn't have a good feeling about him, like, since I first heard about him. So I just kind of ignored it. But now it seems to have come to the front. Anyway, this one, Q, he's making reference to this by an anon. I love shills now at this point. Even when this is over, some Mossad clown asshole will still be typing useless division tactics out of his frayed handbook onto an empty board. Some people just don't know when they have lost. Now, Q acknowledges this, but adds to it. Last and final comments regarding Alex Jones and Associates' attempts. Logical thinking. Now, it is leading us out here to, sorry that I just hit that table that the microphone's on. I hope that wasn't really loud. Okay, let's go out to this. This is what I don't understand. And I don't know if I'm just having a slow brain day. but it says, good morning to everyone except chat log deniers. Now we're going to be looking at this in a second here. Now, I don't think there's any, and it just goes through these chat logs here. There's microchip and whatever. Now, I'm not exactly sure what we're supposed to be. And then it says, sorry to the 941 truthers, Q debunked again. Debunked yet again. And then 916 issue debunked. Common Discord app bug. Watch the date change from 14 to 16 as it scrolls. Reddit, our Discord app, has lots of examples of users reporting this bug. And then, Microchip is a good boy. Nothing but respect for my QAnon. Now, Microboy has no credibility, and yet to produce any facts that debunk Q, enjoy the 15 minutes of low-life fame. So Jack Prosobiec wrote an article for the One American News Network. And you can see here he's a correspondent, veteran Navy intel officer, Christian, well, okay, dad, husband, author of Citizens for Trump and 4D Warfare. All right, if he says so. And now, let's go back here. And it says zero, this is what I'm not understanding here, okay? 0 hours 21, Breitbart article linked 2 days prior to the article being published. Reconcile. Note the time, 9:41, 100%. Note Apple's stock images, 9:41, 100%. Reconcile. Now, I don't understand, and I'm not going to pretend that I do. I don't understand what Q is talking about here. I know it has something to do with the article and when it was published and all that, and stock images. I don't know. I can't even find. I found the article on the One America News Network. I don't know what Breitbart article they're referring to, and I'm not sure. This is obviously, directed to a specific group of people who know about this. I don't know. I'm sorry I'm not more helpful in this video, but I'm lost. I don't know. And the thing is, I thought, well, you know what? I've got some real crackerjacks that listen to this, listen to my channel, and I'm going to put it out there because, okay, I don't think I have to be ashamed of the fact that I don't get everything. My gosh, I can't. But I know that some of you probably know exactly what this is talking about. So please leave comments because I want to know, and probably a whole bunch of people listening to this want to know as well. So there you go. But we are going to go out to this, which explains some of it. This, come on.
How easy is it to fake chat logs? Pretty darn easy. Obviously, these are fake. But this is an example of how easy it is to create even a scrolling video of fake Discord chat logs. Please do not be deceived by these fairly low-level and amateur attempts. And I'm not even that good at technology, and I could easily do something like this in 10 minutes. But credit to Breadbox for this. It literally takes about, between 5 and 10 minutes to make something like this, guys. This is not debunking Q. Jack has nothing.
So, obviously, this is in regards to all those chat logs that we saw, and it was used as proof that Q was debunked, but this person proved that these are very easy to replicate and to create fake chat logs. So he says chat logs prove nothing. Point proven. Posobiec has been debunked. Q. Credit to Breadbox. Oh, Prosobiec has never debunked Q. Credit to Breadbox. Okay. I must be having a slow brain day. Do you ever have a slow brain day? It's just, the brain just, is just a little wonky. Doesn't want to function. Just kind of lies there. You poke it a couple times with a stick. It just rolls over. Doesn't do much. You try to give it a sweater to keep the neurons warm, but no, doesn't work. Anyway, let's go back. All right. Now it says reconcile. And then it's got Posobiec. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm saying the guy's name right. And who cares? He's, okay. Disclosing. For those asking, I talked with JTF MAGA when they were vets for Trump and met Josh in 2016 on the campaign trail. I am not a member of the group, nor am I one of their sources. Okay. If you say so, Jack. Now let's go back and look at this. Thread by Jack Posobiec. Months ago, I announced a task force of pro-Trump vets and IC was forming. We never stopped working on it. Many of the deep state story you've... Hang on here. Many of the deep state stories you've read lately came from these 80-plus whistleblowers and American heroes. Now we have a name. JTF MAGA is coming. Mr. Binney himself is reporting for duty. The White Hats are punching back. Okay. I think that this thread and his tweet are diametrically opposed to one another. And yeah, I think he needs to decide which it is. Let's go back here for a second. Yeah, here he's saying, for those asking, I talked with JTF MAGA when they were vets for Trump and met Josh in 2016 on the campaign trail. I am not a member of the group, nor am I one of its sources. And this was today. He wrote that. Could have fooled us. Because back here, when was this? Oh, that was 6 months ago. 6 months ago he was. Now, he not only is he denying it, he's denying he was ever part of it. So, I don't know. If he lied about that, might be lying about other things too. Might not be the fine, upstanding Christian man that he claims to be. Just saying. Alrighty. Let's go back. It says reconcile. Then it says attempts to deceive Audis Anons will fail. We are a threat to their livelihood. Plus, now this again, plus what? Plus classification, plus classified, plus, I don't know. We're a threat to their livelihood. Do not let their attempts corrupt good organizations. So these are deep state people. They are deep state people and they are infiltrating good organizations. And he says, think, OANN, One America News Network. It was a good organization. And then Jack Posobiec came along. Good old Christian Jack. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what they're doing. We're a threat to the deep state's livelihood. So they're going to try and infiltrate any way they can into the movement to divide it. Divide and conquer. They want you divided. Stay strong. Stay together. Now, let's look at Tucker Carlson's status here. And let me see here. Let's go up to the top, 1 of 6. The organized left is lying about a segment we did on Friday night. Our topic was diversity is our strength, a phrase our leaders use to end conversation rather than spur it. You hear it all the time. We asked, what exactly does it mean? Is it true? Here are the words from our segment. How precisely is diversity our strength? Can you think of other institutions such as marriage or military units in which the less people have in common, the more cohesive they are? Do you get along better with your neighbors and coworkers if you can't understand each other or share no common values? And if diversity is our strength, why is it okay for the rest of us to surrender our freedom of speech to just a handful of tech monopolies? These are the questions our leaders ought to be asking every day. How does a nation of 325 million people hang together? What do we all have in common as Americans? Why should we remain a country? Nothing is more important than answering this. But our leaders aren't even asking these questions. Instead, they're trying to silence anyone who raises them while at the same time promoting mindless tribalism for political expedience. Division keeps them in power. Right. And 6 of 6. What's at stake isn't a cable news segment. It's the existence of rational conversation in America. If they can prevent you from asking honest questions, there's nothing they can't do. More on this tomorrow night. So, that is very, very well spoken, I think. And Q says, division keeps them in power. Just reiterating what Tucker Carlson has said in his tweet. Division keeps them in power. Q. Now, I put this down here because I got this from the Great Awakening Board, and it says, this is from 4 days ago, actually, but it is in regards to all this. Been waiting for this one. Last night, Jack Posobiec did a piece on OANN exposing someone named Microchip as originator of Q. Turned out he was trolling Jack. Fake Make America Great Agains are Mossad backed. Q is a threat because Q is waking us up with truth about the deep state. Alex Jones and company are controlled opposition. Yes, I agree with that 100%. And I think that this is a little bit of more information about Microchip and Jack Posobiec. Alrighty. Now, Q here is just referencing the same one that we just went through here. But on the bottom, he places this, Microchip, September 14th. Check this out. This is good news. But I don't know why Q is making reference to this. I really don't. So it's September 14th, 2017. But I'm not sure. He's giving it in reference to, or he's referencing this post that we just went through. This post that we just went through. He's tagging that onto it. But again, I don't know where it fits in the grand story. I'm missing something here. I'm missing a part that makes all of this make sense, and not sure why. And again, here is the exact same thing. Q is showing this anon, and it says article date 9/16, post date 9/14. The article date is 9/16, but it was posted on the 14th. Okay, so it was this was posted to check out the article before the article was even given. So I wonder if this Breitbart.com London 2017 9/16. Okay, I see it now. How can he be referring on September 14th to an article on 9/16? Hungary builds a wall, cuts illegal immigration by over 99%. That is the and I don't know how he did that, but he did. I guess by, not sure. So yeah, I feel like you're probably going, like, what is wrong with you? And I don't know. I just don't know. I wish that I could give you more information about this. I really do. But I don't have it. So if somebody does, please, it would illuminate all of us if you could place your comments below. All right. So here is the last, at least it's the last one up until I started this video. And Q is making reference to this anon, saying, Q, knowledge is power. Thanks and Godspeed. And Q is responding and saying, how do you know when something very big is about to drop? And he's stated this before. Attacks increase from all directions. Ready the memes. FISA corruption. You have more than you know. Keep up the good fight. We stand together, Q. And we do stand together, and we do need to stand together against these attempts to divide the movement. And we need to be wise to what is happening. That much I know. Now, that is it for this evening. I am going to come back, I believe, and do a Q-related news because, boy, oh boy, there is some stuff. So I'll call it quits for tonight, and hopefully the next video will be much more instructive, I guess, or not. That's not the word that I want either. I'm telling you, my brain is just laying there like a dud tonight. It's like a couch brain or something. You know, it's a couch potato brain tonight. So anyway, I will call it quits for now and come back later. Maybe, if my brain wakes up. Have a good night. Stay safe.